Good morning, all, and my apologies for driving. So what I'm doing is just gonna give you a little combo on my commute to work today. However, I'm coming to you this morning to speak to you about a positive mental attitude. Okay, so attitude has everything to do with goals. Like, if you come to me and you ask me, can you reach your goals? And I tell you yes, and you don't believe it, I can't convince you that it's going to happen. It's absolutely impossible for me to help you towards your goals if you, in your mind, think that it's impossible. So possibilities have to be open in order for us to progress. That's number one. So I often get people who come up to me and ask me questions like, well, how long did it take you? What did you do? How is it working for you? What do you eat? How often do you work out? Here's the thing, folks. This is me. What I do to get myself down is probably something totally different. May not be totally different, but it's going to be different than what you need to do because we're two different people. I don't know how you eat because I can guarantee you don't have the exact same diet as I did when I started my weight loss process. I can guarantee you our metabolism is not the same because we're two totally different human beings. We probably don't have the same body type. We may have the same body type. Who knows? However, comparing yourself to me is not going to get you towards your goals. You cannot live vicariously through any trainer or anybody else who's working out, So the main thing is starting with believing in yourself and saying, hey, today is the day I'm going to get started, and 100% of my goal looks like, for example, 100% of my goal looks like Angela Bassett, and I believe that I can get there. Like, one thing that I did to keep my motivation up in the meantime, I got on Instagram. I'm not really a social media buff or lover of social media, but I got on Instagram and I started following people who are very inspirational. Serena and Venus Williams are like extremely inspirational to me. I'm not sure if anybody has ever seen their story, how they came up and how they became winners and champions. But the one thing that I took from them is that they said, I'm not crazy, but I am obsessive. And in order to be great, you have to be obsessive. So as far as as far as a positive mental attitude, they had that the whole time. Like, I'm going to be great. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in countless hours towards this goal. So over time, doing that, having a great attitude and putting in the actual work, again, having a great attitude and actually putting in the actual work, and I'm going to look at the camera one more time, the work. You actually have to do the work to get there. You can ask me all the questions you want. You can have the greatest diet, but if you're not going to work on the diet and the exercise, then it's probably not going to work for you. I know from personal experience that you cannot outwork a bad diet. I was trying to do that. I blew up like a blimp. And, that's one of those things that when women actually start bulking up, like, if you believe because you're going to lift weights, you're going to bulk, it's because your diet is horrible. So let's get that misconception out the way. Bulking only happens when you're doing things incorrectly and when you have a piss poor diet. However, when you lift weights, you're going to increase your metabolism, therefore decreasing your body fat percentage. So I don't see how bulk can come out of that. If you're doing things properly, then things work out properly. However, again, we have to start with the positive mental attitude. I cannot convince you that it's going to work. You have to tell yourself in your mind that it's going to work. I can motivate you. I can keep you there. But the main thing is you have to start with in the morning saying, you know what, I can do this. I'm going to get there, and I believe it. So my message to you before I go in this tunnel and you can't hear me anymore is believe in yourself. That's where it starts. Believe in yourself. And get started now. Take action. All right. Talk to you soon.